Hi guys, it's Hit from Bindaas Bollywood. We have Rahul Mahato here today to speak to you guys. Most of you guys know him already through his own dance experience and work in the fitness industry as well. But those of you that attend our classes would have probably learnt from him, whether you're a child or an adult. He's done some brilliant choreography and classes for us. So thank you so much, Rahul, for making the time on a Sunday as well. Like I know it's every day is like a Sunday these days, but still Sundays are special usually for family. Yeah.
No, the pleasure is all mine, of course. I mean, I had to do this for you. You have been an amazing friend since I've come to Melbourne. I remember when I moved to Melbourne, I reached out to all the Bollywood dance companies, and
Yeah.
you have always been one of the nicest. And yeah, and I feel like since then only I've had a connection with you, and it was amazing to teach your students because they are so good. And yeah, it's a great experience.
They keep asking when you're coming back because they love the choreography and like they really, even the adults, like, so hopefully we'll talk about that off screen later, but you really, really have to come back whenever you're free once this
Of
whole
course,
situation settles down.
yes.
But I have so many questions for you. But the main thing is, I think everyone, this is an opportunity for people to get to know you better. So tell us how your dance journey started, because you've had some amazing experiences and learnt from brilliant people.
Yeah. I'll take you back to my childhood. Like I was that kid who was always invited to birthday parties because I was a performer. Whichever biggest Bollywood song has come that year, I had to perform it. Like it was like my place. Like
Yeah.
I always used to get invited into parties, birthdays, and so I was a dancer. Like they knew that okay, even if they didn't know me, sometimes they used to just call me so I can dance at their birthdays, and I used to love it.
Yeah.
And I never knew that dance was my passion actually.
Oh,
I remember my sister used to be a professional dancer. She used to do shows and stuff. And I was like, okay, I never thought dance as a career at
yeah.
that time, but my sister was so passionate. And yeah, I don't know. At that time, I never knew that dance could be actually a career.
Yeah.
And I remember I completed my class 10 and I really wanted to learn dance. So I joined a dance class. I told my mom, okay, mom, I won't take any money from you. Just give me that 200 rupees and I'll go and learn dancing. I started learning dance
Yeah.
and they made me an instructor there. So I was kind of doomed. I was like, I want to learn. I don't want to teach.
Yeah.
Like at that point, like I, I feel like memory was a blessing for me at that time. I mean, so I used to be able to remember the steps pretty quickly than other students. So I think they thought that it'll be good for me to be a teacher there as well. But I was always said that I want to become a dancer, not become the teacher, because more than teaching, I used to love performing because I'm a performer.
Yeah.
And then I remember on 5th of September 2012,
Yeah.
um, we were me and my crew at that time. We were performing at a college, and then Terence Lewis from India, he was there, and he saw the crew's performance, and then he said like, "Okay, so you were very clean," and I was like, at that time, like Terence Lewis's
He's
impression
epic.
was like, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and he used to be that kind of person who used to be very picky about what he likes and doesn't like, and he'll tell you on your face. He never stops. So, and I was like, he told me that I was clean, like my movements were clean, so I just couldn't sleep that night. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's really good. And after 2 days, I was just coming back from a Sangeet choreography, and then he gave me a call. He knew from his team. I got a call saying that, hi Rahul, this is Amrita, and I want to get in touch with you because Terence Lewis really liked your performance, and he would like to audition you to join his company. I was like, what,
Wow.
really? And I was like, okay. So I dropped everything that I was doing at that point. I shared my work with my colleagues, and then I started practicing. Of course, I didn't have a proper training in contemporary, but I wanted to impress him. So
Yeah.
of course, I had to do contemporary.
Of
So
course.
I prepared a contemporary piece, and then 5 days later, because she said the audition was on 20th, so I was actually surprised that I got a call from 12th. I was like, what, is it cancelled or
Yeah.
did he change his mind? So I got a call, and then someone else was on the phone from his team, and he was like, "Oh, so I'm the senior company member, and congratulations, Terence has agreed that you do not need any audition, and just let me know when you can come to Mumbai." And I was like, "What?
Oh my gosh,
Really?"
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I see,
Yeah.
as much as I feel that I had talent, I feel like there's a luck that worked out for me as well,
Mm.
because I was at the right time at the right spot. Just it just sometimes works out. And I moved to Mumbai on 24th of September, same month. Uh, and yeah, and in I think in 8 days I did a shoot. So I was on TV. So like from going from 5th of September Dancing with Friends to directly on TV, I think my entire family and friends got a shock. They were like, "What? We
Oh,
just saw him here, and then suddenly he's on the TV and stuff." So it was quite exciting at that point.
no, that's
And
such a brilliant opportunity. And I think, like what Terence said, that you're a clean dancer. I completely agree. I've watched some of your performances and just videos that you've done with your wife as well. Like just your dancing so clean. But I think that's one of the biggest compliments you can get from as a
yeah,
dancer. Like when
yeah,
someone says your moves are clean and fluid or
exactly.
sharp, like it's just, yeah.
100%. And I mean, like, even in the company when I joined, I always used to watch like inspirational videos like Jabberwockies, all these dance crews, and like how clean they were. And like that was, I think, one of the biggest motivation that I used to get just by watching someone, because like um, in the company we used to do a lot of contemporary Bollywood, jazz, hip hop, but then like I feel like at that time lyrical hip hop was not that big
Yeah.
like how it is now. Like you
Yeah.
have everywhere music video dance and stuff. Um, but those kind of dance only used to be done by Jabberwockies or like Quest Crew or like big groups. So I used to watch a lot of videos. I used to download them, watch it like multiple
Yeah.
times, try to recreate what they were doing.
Yeah.
And maybe I think it might have helped me to just improve my vocabulary of my movements and stuff. Um, yeah, and it was a really good time actually.
That's such a like I can't believe like everything happened so quickly for you. I
Yeah.
mean, of course you worked hard before that, but then, it's like September's your lucky month.
Yeah,
To
exactly,
celebrate for
100%.
the whole of
I'm
September.
not even kidding. I met my wife also in September. So like my
Oh,
my
wow.
wife my yeah, my first date with my wife was on 14th of September, which is tomorrow. So we'll be completing 6 years.
Oh, happy anniversary in advance.
Yeah.
Wow, September
Yeah.
is
Thank
very,
you.
very, very special for
Exactly.
you
So
then.
I'm very excited. Yeah, and in terms of like dances that I've trained in, we learned jazz. We had a in-house teacher. Her name is Jessica Nicholas. She's also from Melbourne, by the way.
Oh, wow.
She
Nice.
came to my wedding as well. She was the only person who came from my side for
Oh,
the wedding.
from-
Yeah, exactly. And she has taught both me and my wife,
okay, yeah.
because my wife used to be a DIDFC student, the Diploma in Dance Foundation course
Okay,
in the
yeah.
Terence Lewis Contemporary Dance Company.
Right. Yeah.
And while doing that course, you have to do jazz as a subject as well. And she used to be the teacher. Of course, I used to be on the performing side of it. So the performance team was completely different. The teaching team was completely different. And of course, the students or the learning
Yeah.
uh, team were completely different.
Yeah.
So I used to be always on the performer side.
Yeah.
And while even if we were the performers of the company, because we were the frontliners in
Yeah.
the company. So if any client walks in, they see us as the dancers of the company.
Yeah.
So we were the first impression whenever we went to the shows and stuff. I mean, in show business, sometimes height, um,
Everything.
like hairstyle, how you look, how you talk, really matters. Like I remember we were clearly told on the first day, if you have pimple, don't bother thinking of being in that show.
Yeah.
Like we were like that strict. We were like, oh my god, we can't have pimples.
Yeah.
Like at that time it was quite strict, but we understood why and where they were coming from, because they used to present us as the artists, not only Terence Lewis.
Yeah.
That's the best part I've ever experienced in Terence Lewis Contemporary Dance Company. That we like in the contract, it used to be mentioned all the time. Dancers will not stay below 4 star, even in always. I think 90% of the time we were always at the same hotel as Terence Lewis.
Yeah.
So like we were always treated the same way. And like
Yes.
even at the like backstage and stuff, we used to always see like different dance companies being in a side corner um, room and stuff, and our company's boys and girls room used to be like next to Shah Rukh Khan or like next to Honey Singh
Yeah.
or like next to some. So like our contacts always used to work like that. So I really loved how the company gave importance not only to
Yeah.
Terence Lewis, of course, who is the main person, but to the artists, to the dancers.
Yeah. No.
So I feel like he really feels so passionate about the dancers getting the credit, like
Yeah.
because he says that, see, I am who I am, but I wouldn't be what without these dancers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a really good point, and I
It's
feel
very
and like
kind.
that's even more motivating from him.
Yeah, because that's a very respectful thing to do. Like, you hear of horror stories sometimes how performers and teachers get treated, but that's such a nice thing that he's done, like for his company, because,
Yeah,
first of all, giving credit, but making sure you guys are well looked after. Because I think when you look after your performers and teachers within your company, they feel motivated to do much better, 10 times more,
I agree.
if they get that nurturing and love as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and only I mean, like not only with this kind of treat, we were always given the best uh, training from the people whoever arrives to India first. Like example, if we learned some flying low, we learned from the person who created flying low, David Zambrano.
Yeah.
So like we had always the best of the best teachers come into our facility, and we used to get training with them, at least 5 days workshop minimum always. I remember that we trained with of course, David Zambrano, Akram Khan,
Yeah.
who is the biggest name in the contemporary all around the world. He trained with Michelle Casanova, Burton, Narendra Patil. Like there were so many people, and it was just like always one after the other. So we
Yeah.
never had time to stop, and it was the best feeling because the
Yeah.
moment you stop, you're like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
We never had time. So off seasons was our training time,
Yeah.
which is most probably May to September,
Yeah.
and after September was our show season.
Yeah.
Like as you get into winter in India, the show season starts,
Yeah.
and of course we try to perform at the best of the best parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And the best part of that was that we got the opportunity of doing something completely new every single time,
That's
because
great.
we used to do like TED talks and stuff, the like someone's giving a speech as a TED talk. So we used to perform at the back of it, whatever that person is saying, we used to do
Wow.
exact movements. So if
Yeah.
that person is talking about leap of faith,
Yeah.
someone does a leap of faith and someone catches it, things like that. So making a
Wow.
visual out of it.
Yes.
So there
Yeah.
were so many ideas in the company. And also one thing that I respect about Transfer's Contemporary Dance Company is that no idea was a bad idea. It can come from even the costume designer
Yeah.
till the our creative director Mark Tumasia.
Yeah.
Anyone could have idea, and we used to try it, and we used to make sure that we at least give it a go before we say no.
Yeah.
you know but of course at the end of the day we used to present it to Terence, and then he used to approve it, because of course he has to do some quality control
Yeah.
as a brand, as a business. He needs to make sure that what he puts out is approved by him.
Yeah.
And
No, of course.
because we will just perform it, but at the end of the day he needs to talk about it, what happened, what was the inspiration and stuff.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's been a crazy journey actually.
How long were you there? At
5 years,
5 years. Okay.
from 24th of September 2012 till 5th of August 2017.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's
I'm pretty accurate with the days.
yeah, no, it's good. Attention to detail. It's like you were saying before, you remember steps very quickly, so it's a good thing you
Yeah.
remember dates as well.
I actually remember every single choreography that we did in the company still.
Yeah.
So
No,
I,
that's
I,
good.
I, I'm, I think that company has given me so much. Like it has made me who I am today, not only as a dancer, but as a person, because we used to have, with Terence himself, we used to have LOL sessions. It's called Lessons of Life.
Okay.
So whatever mistakes he did in life, whatever right things and wrong things he did in life, we used to get all the information from him. He used to share stories.
Yeah.
He used to tell us what he did was this and this, and then he wished that he didn't do it this way, kind of thing. So just it was so um, educating, because he helped us really go down the path and then realize, okay, no, no, this is correct, this is wrong. Okay.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think
And
it's
like,
really inspiring when you hear stories from someone like that as well.
exactly.
No, I think just for anyone in general, but especially when you're there for 5 years and you're learning about, like, you're learning dance and you're performing for that brand and for that company, it's very important to hear the personal journey as well from those people. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, his stories would have inspired so many. So it's good. Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember that when I didn't mention it, when we joined the company, we were in a probation period, but
Mhm.
we never paid for any course to
Mhm.
learn all the things that we learned.
Yeah.
We learned from all these people all
Yeah.
around the world. But like, I don't think, I'm pretty sure if we ended up paying for those classes, it would be so expensive that I don't think we would ever be able to afford it at that time,
Yeah.
for sure. So I'm just so grateful that he thought about the dancers so much and
Yeah.
made sure that we got the training that we did
Yeah.
to make sure that we become successful and represent him as
Yeah.
much as possible. But
No.
he knows that you can never take away the skill from that person, you know. So
Yeah.
he never holds you back. If you feel that you want to venture out, he will give you the support as much as
Yeah.
possible. So I mean, I've never seen man who runs a business being so open-hearted, you know.
Yeah.
So that was a really, really good experience.
No, I'm so happy to hear that. Like, he seems like a very kind man. So it's really good
Yeah,
that you had the opportunity to
yeah,
learn from him and be a part of that as well. But I
yeah,
was going to ask you as well, because I know, like, I've seen some of the dance videos that you've done with your wife and the solo ones since you've been in Australia. Like, is
yeah.
there anything in particular that inspires your choreography, or
I
anyone,
mean,
anything? I mean, Terence, obviously, but
yeah. I mean, all I would say, like, most of my choreographies are like typical Bollywoodish flavor as much as possible, because I like OG original Bollywood. Like, for me, if a hook step is made for that song, like in my head, like, that is Bollywood. You know, like, you must follow. Doesn't matter whatever you do throughout the song.
yeah,
When you come to the signature, that is the originality and the way people remember that song. You know, like, if I did dabang dabang in a different way, you
yeah,
wouldn't like it. You know, because
yeah,
that's your vision of that song already. So
yeah,
I try to make sure that the signatures are never changed from
yeah,
the original song, because that's how people come back to that song memory.
yeah.
You know, so if you remember a song for a particular step, I don't want to change that memory for you. I want to keep that same, but I want to show what I can do throughout the song.
Yeah.
So I mean, I used to always follow Ritik Roshan and Govinda
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
And growing up, I think I followed Varun Dhawan as well. So
No,
yeah,
he's
I think
a
I
great
took some
dancer.
inspiration.
Yeah. I think, and I'm so glad that India's having, in the recent like 7 to 10 years, there's been dance movies. Like, I'm
Exactly.
so happy because there's so many talented people out there. It's just they never really they had that exposure before.
Yeah,
All these dance movies started coming out as well. I know everyone gets opportunities to be, the backup dancers, etc. But
exactly.
it's good that they've now finally dance is seen as a career as well
Yeah,
after so long.
I agree 100%. And also, there's a way that, I mean, like, nowadays there are so many dance shows which showcase that people can actually make a living out of this
Yeah,
career,
yeah,
which was such a big stereotypical thing in India
yeah,
previously, that you will not be respected as a dancer. So
yeah,
when I joined the company, I think whenever I used to go back to India, to my city, Kolkata, I used to always been asked, like, oh, so what do you do? I was like, so yeah, I'm a full-time dancer. So like, oh, so what job do you do? I was like, I'm a
yeah,
full-time dancer.
yeah,
Yeah, but what job do you do? I
yeah,
was like, I'm a full-time dancer. How
yeah,
to explain this now? So it was challenging to explain them, because they never got the idea why, when, but now they want to be the bestest friends of me. So I was like, okay, cool.
yeah. No, but I think it's great. You've come such a long way. So, but congratulations on all your success so far. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, I'm I love hearing stories of the people that have had this kind of journey because you've had such great opportunities. So it's really, really good.
I mean, the biggest opportunity I've ever gotten in my life from Terence Lewis was being able to be the assistant choreographer for Disney Beauty and the Beast in
Yeah.
India. That was the first musical that came to India, and for
Wow.
me to be able to be a part of it
Yeah.
was just unimaginable. It's just crazy. Like, and it was a very extraordinary experience because Disney works very differently.
Yeah.
They're so particular. I'm not even kidding. If it's an apple's prop, it will actually look like an apple. They won't just get a thermocol and then paint it red as a prop. They will make sure that all the detailing
Yeah.
is done to make sure that it looks like an apple on a set, you know. So
Wow.
it was so detailed and so much of a learning experience with lights. I did scene to song transitions and stuff. It was so fun to work with the actors.
Yeah.
I got to learn some Broadway singing. It was so much fun
Wow.
because all the dancers used to sing live. So
Yes,
for me to make sure that they learn the song, I need to learn the song.
that's right. Yeah.
And while choreographing, we used to play the part of the actors, so the actors can see what's happening,
Right.
so they
Okay.
can learn. Then look,
Yeah.
for me to take them through all the choreographies, I need to be the character.
Yeah.
So we used to sing for them, we used to dance for them.
Wow.
It was a whole lot of different experience.
Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about all the good stuff, but like, has there been anything that you found challenging? Like, what's been the most challenging for you, and how did you handle it? Like, both in India and also the dance industry in Melbourne.
I think in India, the biggest challenge was if you don't make sure that you are the best at that point, or you don't remember your choreographies enough, there'll be a next person taking that center in the next show.
Yeah.
There's no stopping. And I mean, like, there's no hard feelings, but in the company, it was pretty strict. Either you do your job pretty well,
Mm.
or you are replaced by the next person
Yeah.
because there's no time. They don't have time.
Yeah.
They are trying to make money in this business. And I mean, like, they don't, I mean, you will be still in the show, but you might not be the center guy.
Yeah.
To be that center guy, you need to show that you absolutely got everything. And not only by just remembering the steps, you have to perform it, because we used to always have a run before we leave for the show, because we always used to have shows like in different cities and like our countries, stuff like that. We also always used to do a run without costume. We used to do a run with costume, and it's like back to back. So if it's a 2 hour show, we do a 2 hour
Yeah.
without costume, we do a 2 hour with costume rehearsals, which is be really tiring. So I think if you don't have stamina and memory
Yeah.
in 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 a dance industry like Mumbai, oh my god, it's gonna be really tough,
Yeah.
because you have to keep it up. Otherwise, there's someone always waiting to take your spot.
Yeah. No,
So it was a
100%.
cutthroat competition.
I think it's the same here. I mean, not so much in the Bollywood industry here because
Yeah,
it's not as big as the actual real deal in
yeah,
India, but like full-time dance schools here and the other stage, like the whole entertainment industry is like that.
yeah,
Everyone's disposable.
exactly.
Because
And same in Melbourne as well. The only thing I've realized is like everybody's style is a bit different in terms of Bollywood,
yeah.
and maybe a lot of it comes from their classical background sometimes,
Mm,
because and I love it because it's our culture, you know, like,
yeah.
and introducing classical to Bollywood styles is, of course, this is amazing. But like I'm so used to that Mumbai style Bollywood and stuff, so it's a bit different for me to
Yeah.
be. So I'm trying to blend in slowly as much as possible, and but I would want to make sure that up I'm keeping it up with
Yeah.
my level as well,
That's right.
because I know once you lose touch with your people,
Mm,
after a while, you are your own teacher, then you have to just keep
yeah.
going up and up and up. Otherwise, it's very easy that I might just get lost, and then
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen then.
No, 100%. You have to keep up your skills all the time. Like, always learn and always improve. Like, that's how it is.
Exactly. Yeah. I make sure that I still, as I said, I keep watching dance videos. Like, make sure that if there are so many of my friends now that who are competing in like dance shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I make sure that I watch their performances all the time, because I've seen them grow
Yeah.
over the time, and then like it's just amazing to see them
Yeah.
succeed.
No,
And like, yeah, it's a great feeling. But like, my friends are my inspiration most of the time,
Yeah.
because that's who I can get to see on screen all the time.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. Like it's so beautiful that you actually just watch everything of there. Still, like you make the effort and time. That's a
Yeah,
really beautiful thing to do. Because usually sometimes once people move overseas, they
yeah,
slowly disconnect, and it's
yeah,
good. I think you've done the right thing. It's inspiring for them, for you to keep watching it. They will feel
100%.
good as well, but also you're getting inspiration as
Yeah,
well.
of course. And I feel like, see, if I always wanted that friend in my life, I
Yeah,
would want to be that friend in their life. Like, although because the schedules are so busy, I'm not able to be in touch all the time
yeah,
via messages or whatever not. But I know that whenever we speak, we are always like play and pause. We
yeah,
start exactly where we left from. So that's a great feeling to have in this industry. And I feel like all the dancer in the Indian dancing industry are like that,
yeah.
and I'm really blessed to be one of them.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I completely agree with what you said before. Like the dance industry, the Bollywood industry here is very different. Because I think being in Australia, like we try to keep that really semi-classical or classical, those elements, so people can see the culture a little bit as well. Whereas I
I
think
agree.
in India and also Sri Lanka, like in all the other South Asian countries,
Yeah,
um, you try to expand your knowledge to something like, contemporary jazz, even
exactly.
ballet. Like you try to expand it because it's not readily available everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
whereas it's the opposite here. Like, so it's a good
yeah.
balance.
Yeah, 100%, of course. And it's good to see that, like there are a lot of people who include Bhangra in their Bollywood.
Yeah,
There are a lot of people who include their Kathak in their Bollywood. There are
yes,
people who include their Bharatanatyam in Bollywood. So it's good to see the fusion.
yeah,
And it's just that sometimes I feel like I don't know, like I feel like I want to make sure that I still do the Bollywood that I did, because that's who I am.
yeah,
And I want to
exactly.
learn from everybody,
Yeah,
but I don't want to lose my individuality as a dancer,
no,
and want to make sure that this is who I am. I want to keep making sure that everybody gets to see who I am, as well as I get to see who they are.
yeah, no,
It's about
100%.
learning from each other.
Yeah, that's what it's about at the end of the day. Always learning, and I really want to learn from you more. So please, once this is over, like even come and
Yeah.
teach for us regularly. Like I'm just gonna put it out
Yes.
there so you don't forget it's recorded. So,
I'm more than happy. As I said, I'm dance is like oxygen for me. Like when I dance a lot, I feel like I have so much energy. This is my energy. Like
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, same. I think for all of us, like it's not just our passion. It's I think it keeps us alive in so many
Yeah,
different ways.
100%.
Great.
It relieves all the stress, all the things that you need to be doing in your day-to-day life. It just keeps you away from those stress, and then gives you a relief, a mental release, I would say.
Yeah.
Just it's just Yeah, I don't know. I don't think like I can ever word my feelings about dance
Yeah.
accurately. Yeah.
No, that's okay. I was actually going to ask you about because you have such a heavy involvement in the fitness industry as well.
Yeah.
So tell everyone about that because I think everyone will be interested and you might once things open up, they might give you
100%.
you might get lots of calls from people who are watching this.
Yes. So actually, my involvement in the fitness industry has been interesting, because all my life I was focused everything related to dance and performing. And me moving to Australia and like doing a fitness course, I thought that would be the closest thing that I could do related to dancing, just being fit in general, and that can always promote, like give me an advantage of being a better dancer. And that's where I'm coming from, and I feel like having good health and fitness can always give you more options, because nowadays if you see competition, it's not only about one style.
Yeah.
It's like how many different gazillion styles and it's all about like, and I feel like it's a good advantage, because if you know more styles, what will happen, you can combine them
Yeah.
all together and like make your own version of it. And innovation is the key. I mean, But in terms of fitness, I feel like it really helps me because sometimes some clients, imagine if you rocked up with Anjani, we had a three-day session, in a week, and you rocked up on Monday, you said, like, okay, let's do it. And then you're motivated to do all the workouts. On Wednesday, you were fine, but on Friday, you were feeling a bit low. So instead of doing a workout, I make them do a dance session,
Yeah.
which is workout.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like I try to use my dance skills in my fitness
Yeah.
as much as possible, so it doesn't get boring, and it helps sometimes because the gym that I work at, um, I'm lucky enough to get a lot of Indian clients as well. So they love it because it's something that they don't get to do all every day, and not like it depends. Like there's a thin balance of people who love Zumba and people who don't love Zumba, like, and some people don't really feel comfortable dancing in front of others and stuff like that. So it helps me as a personal trainer to give them that one-on-one training,
Yeah.
and like teach them something, even if they're doing it for their, like, I don't know, if they're preparing a dance for their 50th wedding anniversary or a birthday party or a step that they always wanted to learn.
Yeah.
You always see something and you're like, oh my god, this looks so hard, they show me, and then I'm like, no, it's not that hard, I'll teach you. So like it keeps the bonding between me and my client
Yeah.
as much as possible. And yeah, I think it's a good key and a point of difference from all personal trainers than me,
Yeah.
so I try to use it as much as possible, which
Yeah.
works in my favor most of the time, luckily. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. Actually, it's a good because it can uh, really sometimes give you that opportunity of including workouts into dancing instead of just doing workouts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I try to use it both ways as much as possible.
No, I think like you said it perfectly. It makes it so interesting because um, a lot of people who do like go to gyms or do their personal training, that's something everyone we hear it so often. Oh, I got too bored because it's always the same thing. It's very
Yeah,
repetitive. So I think what you're doing is great because it gives that balance and it gives that automatic like invigoration. Like when
yeah,
we start
exactly.
dancing, we automatically feel so vibrant. So it's good to share that with others as well and get them to experience that because if anything, it motivates them to keep going with their, other personal training. So
Yeah, exactly. And it helps them not to stop. It helps them keep going.
that's
At
right.
least you don't have to always work out. It's fine. It's just sometimes it's for your mental health as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to have that release. It's a Friday night. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do this and then we'll enjoy. Let's start the party from here and then you
Yeah.
can go home and drink. It's fine.
That's that belongs on a quote. Start the party with Rahul and then continue your Friday night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's been really helpful to have that dancing skill,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's easier to explain certain things because I have so many dance terminology already learned from my previous experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I try to use it as much as possible,
Yeah.
and yeah, it always comes into use, and I make sure that it will be in use forever.
No, that's good. No, it's really good. I think you already answered my next question anyway. I was going to ask you, like, why do you think like dancers should have such a high level of fitness? But I think you touched on that. Like, you really need to if you want to do your job properly,
Yeah,
especially if you're working like nonstop or if you're doing
exactly.
constant like. And I think I've noticed that about you. When you teach, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of stamina. And I
Yeah,
remember some of the students, because some of them who did your class when you taught for us, they did a previous class, like they were doing back-to-back classes,
yeah,
and they were saying, oh, I'm so tired. And I said, well, that's a good thing
yeah,
because your body's like training.
yeah,
And I
exactly,
think that's why
100%.
Rahul's here. He's here to train you to become a better dancer, to
Yeah.
be a high performer, not just an ordinary performer.
Yeah,
You know?
I remember the first time. I think the longest show we ever did was 2 hours to 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and it was in Seychelles. So
Wow.
I remember on the day of the show. By the way, we had arrived last night, and then we did our tech, and then we left.
Yeah.
Day of the show in the morning, I think around 7:30 a.m. The show is in the evening, 6 p.m. So we did a tech rehearsal. only markings, which went for 2 hours. Of course, we were doing all the markings for everyone, every single song, where we perform, where we move around, how the prop comes in, then out. Then we did a run without costume, with any props coming in.
Yeah.
Then we did another run of
Okay.
the entire 2 hour, 20 minutes show with the props coming in and out.
Wow.
Then, while we were doing that, the stars arrived. So we were working with R. Madhavan, Sanjeev Kapoor. There was one really famous drummer from India. So Seychelles was actually celebrating India Day,
Okay. Yeah.
Seychelles. So we were invited to perform there. And yeah, so that happened. And then like the stars arrived, so we had to perform with them. So then we did another run with them. That finished. Then we did our run.
Okay.
So
So
it was
many.
already 5:30
Yeah.
by the time that happened. So,
Yeah.
and we were exhausted.
Yeah.
But the actual show is at 6 p.m.
Oh wow.
which ended up starting at 6:30. So we did like 5 runs of that show that day.
Yeah.
And it was exhausted. We were completely done for the day. But we ended up partying at the hotel again. Like there was just a DJ playing. So
Yeah.
we got him like 2 beers, and then we were like, "Oh, can you please play some Indian music?" And we were like dancing and all. We
Yeah.
had so much fun that night.
Yeah.
We were so exhausted the next day. Um, yeah, I remember that was the most tiring flight I've ever been into in my
Yeah.
entire life. We were sleeping at the boarding gate. Also, we told each other, okay, if you get up, you will wake me up.
Yeah.
Nobody bought anything. Normally, we go and buy souvenirs and whatever not. We were so exhausted. We were
Yeah.
just done for the day, and because it was so far away, we had to go from Seychelles to, I remember, I think it was Dubai, and
Mhm.
then from Dubai to Mumbai again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everybody just got out of the plane. Yeah, even at Dubai airport, sat at the boarding gate again and went back to the plane. But when we look back at that time, we were like, oh my God, this was exhausting. It was crazy.
But then, like, I mean, it's it must have been exhausting, but then you got
It was
through
worth
it.
it.
You're fit and you're healthy,
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
that is
100%.
the main thing, you
And I
know.
feel like that's why even that's where it helped when we used to do a lot of run, like a full show run through again and again until we got it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like even if one person made mistake, we, they will let us finish the run, but we have to do it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know it really frustrates you at that point that one person is making the same mistake again and again and again.
Yeah.
But it's a practice that is gonna help you for life,
Exactly. Yeah.
because you build your stamina so much,
Mm.
and it's about dividing your breath, like how
Yeah.
you take your breath, how you divide your breath during performance. So it helps. Like I remember, I mean, if any dancer is watching, try not to breathe a lot. Try not to breathe out with your mouth a lot. Your mouth will become dry and you
Yeah.
can't breathe after a point. Then you need water. There's no other solution.
Yeah.
So I try to learn a lot by just breathing in from my nose.
Yeah.
Like even during exercise, like if you breathe a lot in and out with your mouth,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yeah.
It's just it just helps for stamina for
It
me as well.
does. And I mean, breathing is one of the main, most important things that will keep you going for longer and
Mm.
longer. I actually worked out a little cheating thing for breathe
Yeah,
to make myself last longer for,
yeah,
hours and hours on
yeah.
performance days. Where is it? Actually, I'll show you 1 second.
Oh,
I keep one
ah,
under my tongue. So sometimes I
mm-hmm,
break it in half. I keep it
mm-hmm,
under my tongue. This way, when I'm performing, I can still lip sync. I
mm-hmm.
can still open my mouth, but it never comes out. It always
Oh,
keeps
okay.
your
See, it keeps your mouth a bit
voice.
little wet. Yeah,
Yes.
because saliva is continuously going tasting that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, oh, that's good.
I mean, the worst case scenario, it'll come
Pop
out.
out. Yeah.
But I think in 13, almost 14 years, it never happened. So I think
Yeah, of course. So that's your hack, of course.
it's
100%. Love
good
it.
to, yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
thing. But I think if you're worried that you're going to spit it out onto a screen or the audience or a photographer,
yeah.
videographer, don't do it. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, of course. I mean, like, in our case, we had to get used to the. I mean, like, we didn't have this hack. Of course, I didn't know you, Hitanjali. Otherwise, I would have done it. But we used to do a lot of lifts with Tensa. Like, I
Yes.
used to be like, so if Tensa in the center, I used to be this right half guy,
Okay,
with
right.
the right side half. left side half. That's the tallest boys used to always be there to
Yeah.
make sure he gets lifted properly.
Yes.
And if you are lifting Teresa, you have to always be ready whatever happens on
Yeah.
stage, kind of thing. So
That's
I don't know if I had a mint in my mouth. I'm
right.
just scared that I might accidentally gulp it
Maybe.
and
Yeah.
choke on stage. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, it comes with practice, 100%. But I mean, that's a good hack if anybody wants
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I don't tell my young students to use it, because
Yes, that's a good
kids,
thing.
it's a little bit difficult because I think,
Yeah,
but I
they
think one
don't know
thing
when
that
to how to stop that mint. Yeah,
But one
right.
thing I'm always telling my students, performers, even the teachers, like, breathing is key, like to
Hmm.
anything in life, right?
Yeah,
Whenever you're feeling stressed or anxious, or
exactly.
if you need to
Yeah,
calm yourself, but especially when you're dancing, it
yeah,
come back to your breath. And if
yeah,
you can perform, like, you don't know how much your body can handle. If you can get your breathing technique right, I
yeah.
think that's very key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we used to have like, and also like in the dance company, we used to always have Saturdays, Sundays. Saturdays used to be yoga.
Hmm.
So it used to be strength, flexibility, and
Hmm.
then yoga. And
Yeah.
then on Sundays, we used to have sometimes massage classes and stuff. Oh my God, it used to be the best. So we learned to massage each other as well. And it's such a great feeling because every dancer knows exactly where the knots will be and kind of thing.
Completely.
And it was like it's a trade. How well you massage me is how you will get back that massage. So yeah, so it was only fair if we did it well for that person that
Okay.
we get back the same thing.
Yeah.
So it used to be a lot of fun actually.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
lot of fun, definitely. And it's also such a vital part of doing dance as a career. Like, pre-COVID, I make sure to get my remedial massages. And
yeah,
sometimes, like, people who aren't familiar with the entertainment industry or the fitness industry, they say to me sometimes, "Oh, you pamper yourself so much. You get a massage once every 7 to 10 days." And I said to them, "It's not a pamper for me. It's
yeah,
remedial. My
yeah,
muscles need it the
100%.
same way I need to do my yoga, do my
Yeah,
meditation, drink my
of course.
electrolytes, take my vitamins.
Yeah,
Massage is on the same list. Otherwise, I wouldn't survive. Like,
yeah.
I'm 37. I would not, I have much more stamina than my 27-year-old dancers because I do all these things.
100%, of course.
You
It
have
comes with practice. You have to just keep doing it. I mean, and then
to,
there's no shortcut of taking care of yourself. Like you have to take care of yourself. You know,
have to,
there's no short way of doing it. Like
yeah,
I mean, the like worst days when we used to be so tired. I remember that show is about to start. We have 15 minutes. All dancers used to take 5 minutes nap,
yeah,
5 minute power nap, and it used to help so much
yeah,
because you just be focused. I know it in the beginning you will feel so sleepy when you wake up, but we used to sleep for 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes used to work so well for us because when you wake up you're recharged
yeah,
because you go into deep sleep in five
yeah,
minutes I mean like it was a practice that we did so many times that we got used to just sleeping in 1 second and then waking up and then straight away go to stage or something. So we
yeah.
used to sleep 5 minutes, wake up, and then do a 5 minute quick warm up. So we used to, I think, remember we used to do like 10 Surya Namaskars and just
Okay.
some breathe in and breathe out. That's it. And then we do the prayer with Terensa every single show. Doesn't matter wherever Terensa is, he will come, he will pray, then only we'll start the show.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
no.
and that's a routine for us always.
No, and it's an excellent routine, like so much discipline, and it's all worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Um, one last question before we wrap up, and I'm sure like everyone would love to hear your thoughts on this. Like, because of all your like amazing experiences, what advice would you give to people who are looking to do dancing? Like, even if it's like for a hobby or especially for a career, dancing or fitness, because you're an expert in both.
Yeah. I mean, if someone's starting new or is interested, he or she is interested in dancing, I would say like have an inspiration,
Yeah.
have someone that you look forward, like that whose movements you follow. Because if you have that one person, you'll be a bit more clear to what you want and how you want to look like while dancing, it always helped me. Like I watched Jabba, so I used to be that, okay, I want to be that clean. I used to follow those steps. Sometimes even by just learning someone else's choreography and doing it, to
Mm.
find out that person who is your style,
Yeah.
you know. So I used to, and like nowadays there's so many options. There's a website called steezy or something like that,
Yeah.
where you can learn from different choreographers. Find your style, you know.
Mm.
Once you find your style, then you can have that person always watch their videos, how they do it, how they don't do it. Basically, if you don't have an inspiration, it's very hard to like just keep running in an empty field, you know. So I would say, like, yeah, just have that one person that you always follow. It might
Yeah.
help you reach a bit faster wherever you are going.
No, 100%. And thank you so much for all the amazing stories. Like it's
No worries at
really
all. I
inspiring.
didn't tell you a lot of stories. I might tell you off camera whenever we are together.
Yeah, after COVID.
Yes, 100%, of course.
No, we have to get together and dance, like even collaborate or come back and teach for us, anything at all. Um,
Yes, definitely.
I think
I'm
everyone's
excited.
excited once Corona goes away or settles down a little bit. Everyone's excited to get back into doing what they love. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine really. I'm dying to just go out there and just do my thing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
everyone. But thank you so much once again. We will see
no
you
worries.
very soon in the studio or out and about. Or maybe Friday night with
100%.
Rahul and then
And the party starts later, you know.
thank you so much.
Perfect. No worries. Have a good day. See ya.
Bye.